Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Center. It is Thursday, just before the bell. Wanted to check in. I know I'm pretty early on this one, but we have Netflix coming through. I don't know if we'll be able to see that on this recording, but we'll check that out either way. And but what we want to start off doing the usual ES on multiple time frames, and then we will see where we're going from here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the high time frames. We just want to know where price is going for tomorrow into the next week, at least where we think it's going and what our options could be, no pun intended. All right, guys, if you're new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Center logo, make sure you subscribe. And thank you guys for liking these videos. It really has been helping, and we're pushing to get this information out there. So if this information is any good to you, just hit that like button. Okay, here we are on ES on the monthly. We are same old thing, rejecting from this consolidation area, rejecting from the 8 EMA. Looks like it's heading lower. On the weekly, on the weekly time frame, you can see where we got our rejection. We have lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. We're making a lower high here and a lower high here. So we're somewhat in equilibrium right now, tightening up. And what is happening is we came down to test what I was talking about yesterday on yesterday's video. We came to test this support slash former resistance. We call this a bow and arrow support resistance. You can see it cut right through the middle of all this, and that's what we're oscillating around. So in my mind on this weekly chart, the moment we close underneath here, say goodbye. So I got Netflix already dipping before the earnings. Okay, so right now we have a huge reversal here, rejected off of that 50 MA and the trend line as well. And what we have here in the weekly time frame is a possible 1 2 1 2 1 2 setup, insanely down move, or possibly just an A, and this is all a B, and then a C down. Those would be the two kind of primary situations that we're looking into that have the same results where they would be heading lower. So there's the bell, and this session is over. It's been a good one. And let's go down to the daily. All right, daily time frame trend is my friend. Should be yours too. We're doing the same thing, just showing you a situation where we're right on. Notice that bow and arrow is also the point of control. It's a volume shelf, you guys. So we have a lot of volume, and it's also a psychological area right by this 4,000, and we're rejecting from the 4,000, which says to me that we're trying to move to the next area. Now, if we get on top of 4,000, hold it. That's a whole nother ball game. But we'll see what happens when we break these levels here. Right now, we're dead center. So we'll see if we make any effort tomorrow with the options closing. It could go either way, and all the options closing out in the morning and freeing up this market to move wherever it needs to go. So we'll see what happens coming up tomorrow, but you see we're getting really into that apex, and we're going to move somewhere. Okay, let's go down to 65, spend a little time there, and then we'll take a look at the VIX, and I think that will do it for this update. Try to keep it a little bit shorter, and you can see again we're just oscillating this area. We had this rising wedge, and we broke down from that wedge pretty impulsive there. Well, not pretty, impulsively. And so what are we looking for now? This appears to be an expanded flat pattern as possible. Okay, so what that represents is there's two scenarios, that bear scenarios, that this could be. Right now we only have a 3-wave move, so that would be what the bulls are looking for in order to move higher. This is only 3 waves. That means it's a correction. We're going to continue to correct. So we'd get 3 down, 3 up, 5 down. Or what I was looking for is we have our top here, a 1-2, and this is either 3, and this flat would be a 4, completely appropriate, and you have one more leg down for a 5. Okay, but there's something a little bit more bearish, so we're going to have to check out the character of this move. And I think with the headline situation, I don't know if that's if it's going to be Netflix necessarily, or if it's going to be the debt ceiling, things like that. We're susceptible. So if something like that occurs overnight here, then this could be a 1-2, 1-2, and that would be extremely bearish because we'd have a much larger wave 3 headed to the downside. And weirdly to say enough, that would fit our scenario a little bit better about this being a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 setup all the way down for wave 3 being the most impulsive and largest wave typically. All right, so I'm just putting it out there just so you have that mind frame of, so you don't constantly keep buying the dip or something like that if you see price starting to head lower. Okay, that I think that just about does it. That's all I really wanted to get out was the 65 range. If you're a bull, then you're looking at. Let me go over to SPY. I posted this on Twitter earlier, and maybe that will give you more of that bullish look to it, just in case there's a short-term count. If you want to see that, I was looking to see if that was the end of there and wave 2 coming up. I'm just not sure that that's going to be the case, but that's not what I want to show you. I want to show you this. We had that ascending triangle. That was the very bullish situation. And we're back to that breakout point. So you can consider this kind of that area where we continue to move up, or if this starts to break down, you have one more chance kind of thing for this to happen, to hold. And then below this, that's the actual triangle. So that'll be see you later kind of action. Okay, so this is a super important area for the bulls to hold and for the bears to break. And we're going to check out VIX. And from there, I guess something I pointed out was the VVIX as well. That kind of led us to believe that our turnaround was happening. So here's the VIX. You see it getting real perky up there, and we're in a falling wedge. We had a fake break into the channel. So where you see the fuchsia, that's a channel that goes pretty far back. We've broke back into it. Also, there's a big triangle as well, hit the bottom of that, along with the wedge. So a good confluence there, and we haven't broken out of the wedge yet, but that would be very bearish for the market and big for the VIX. And you see the structure is getting pretty heavy there, looking good. So in the opposite of the market, I could see this being a 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more move for 5, and maybe coming back, or a 1, 2, 1, 2, and see you later. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at from the reverse there. Let me I put this again. You can follow me on Twitter, on Options Tenor. I like to tweet these out constantly. This VVIX has been just rolling to the upside while the market was heading upward, and we're just saying, hey, professional traders are hedging. So that was the first sign. And also the skew. I posted this a few days in a row, and it's pretty easy to see on the on the day. Now the skew, you can see these little points here. I can also change this to a line chart, and that's a little bit easier to see. But you can notice that price action again. As price was going up, the skew started going up and kind of warning us. This is we had out of the money options that traders are starting to buy, and I take that as a hedging situation. So that was another clue that was happening. It rose pretty quickly. So I'm not sure that it's done yet, but We will see. All right, that's what I want to show you. That's what we got today. We are bearish into tomorrow. We're bearish into the next probably couple months. We'll see each and every day. Check us out. Hit that notification button. Don't forget to like. And thank you for joining us here at Options Tenor.